Good afternoon, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council members, City staff, and members of the public. My name is Alex Hamilton, your Fire Chief. And this afternoon, I'm providing a presentation on our Assistance to Firefighter grant applications. So the recommendation before the Finance and Governance Committee is to recommend City Council adopt a resolution that allows the submission of 7 grant applications to the Federal Emergency Management Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program in the amount of $1,689,842, which includes a 10% local match. And this will be for the purpose of procuring 10 Lucas devices, which is a mechanical CPR device, a Type 3 wildland apparatus, an air compressor or air fill station for our self-contained breathing apparatus, sending personnel to paramedic school, as well as training in urban search and rescue, hazmat, and fire prevention. Further, the resolution authorizes the city manager or designee to execute the grant agreements if grant funds are awarded to the city. It also authorizes the chief financial officer or designee to submit financial reports and grant claims for the use of match and grant funds and perform all other required financial actions, and that authorizes a fire chief or designee to submit non-financial reports. So as a little bit of background, the Assistance to Firefighter Grant Program, or AFG program, is one of a trio of grant opportunities that are open to the fire service from FEMA. The first one, obviously, AFG. This is primarily for training, equipment, and vehicles, and the approximate funding is $414 million. Next is the Fire Prevention and Safety Grant, of which is approximately $46 million in funding, and that's we actually have a current fire prevention and safety grant to install smoke detectors. And then the last one is Staffing for Adequate Fire Emergency Response, or SAFER grant program, that had approximately $560 million in funding. So for 2021, Oxnard has been awarded 2 grants so far, just under $100,000 for tactical EMS training, which is where our fire personnel are provided specialized training so that they can be embedded in the Oxnard Police Department SWAT team to be able to provide immediate medical attention for any injuries that might occur in the course of their work. Second, we also received a grant for just over $106,000 to replace and upgrade our thermal imaging cameras. These we use primarily on fire scenes to help look for victims that may be trapped inside a fire, because these cameras can see through the smoke, but also it allows us to see where the seat of the fire is, or if there's fire hidden in walls and places like that. Okay, so the grant priorities for AFG are primarily training, equipment, and wellness, and then also there's regional applications. And so we can participate in as many regional applications as there are fire departments in the county, excluding the federal firefighters on the base. And all of these grants have a 10% match. Now, the math is a little unusual. Well, for me, at least, at first, it was a little unusual to calculate the cost match. And so, as you can see there, a $100,000 grant with a 15% local cost share, it's actually a little less. You would assume it would be a $15,000 match, but as you can see there, it's a little less than $15,000. And so essentially to get that figure, you divide $100,000 by 1.15, and that is how you would get to that number. And you can see there's a link there to the calculator on the FEMA website. Okay, so for this coming grant year, here are the grants that we would like to, or that we're planning on applying for. First is send 3 firefighters to paramedic school. As you can see there, it's a significant expense. And AFG has awarded us funding for this in the past, which has allowed us to train our firefighters at a very minimal cost to be paramedics to better serve our community. Second is an air fill station. So this is essentially an air compressor that makes sure that it's very clean air that we then refill the self-contained breathing apparatus bottles after a fire. The third one is for a Type 3 wildland apparatus. This is a part of our strategic plan to sort of diversify the vehicles that we use for fighting fire, and it's sort of recognition that our risk profile has changed a little with the fires that we continue to get in the river bottom out to the west of the city and also down the south end. Taking our Type 1 apparatus, which are normal fire engines that you see every day, taking them off the road is causing damage and costing us money. And so we'd like to see get a vehicle that has a higher clearance, is a little bit more nimble off the pavement. So that's what that Type 3 apparatus would be for. It can obviously also be used for mutual aid assignments to help out within the region and also around the state. Next is for urban search and rescue training, and you can see the different classes there. Part of the reason we need to send so many personnel through these classes is the state and the federal training standards are slowly getting merged so that we essentially are all working under the same standard. And so you can see that this is these trainings are to sort of catch up folks that don't currently meet the new standard between the state and the feds. Then the regional grant proposals that we're going to be participating in. And so Ventura County Fire Department will be the lead for the Lucas devices. And you can see there we're requesting 10 of them. Ventura City Fire Department will be the regional lead for the hazardous materials training. And that hazmat tech class or hazardous materials technician class, it's actually 4 weeks long. So it's a 160-hour program. And then last, the Fillmore Fire Department will be the regional lead for fire prevention training. And you can see there the amount that would be awarded to Oxnard. Here is a summary page of the costs of each grant, the local match, and then the total. You can see that bottom right-hand number is the $1,689,841.93. And with that, I will entertain any questions. Thank you so much for your time today.